Let's talk about something fascinating. We're going to uncover a massive opportunity that's, believe it or not, hiding in plain sight. It's all about how you can turn what looks like a liability into a $2 million asset.
So, think about this for a second. What if the money you need for that next big initiative, that next major project, what if it isn't in a bank loan? What if it's already sitting right there, inside your portfolio, just sleeping? What if all those empty spaces actually hold the key? It's a pretty powerful question, and the data behind the answer is, well, even more powerful.
And here it is. This is the heart of the matter. A jaw-dropping 70% vacancy rate in specialty leasing spaces. You know, we're talking about those short-term deals, the carts, the kiosks, the pop-up shops. So across a typical portfolio of, say, 20 malls, this means literally hundreds of these spots are just sitting empty. It's a huge industry-wide blind spot.
Okay, so let's flip the script here. This isn't just some problem you have to manage, right? This is pure, untapped potential. First, we've got to understand what all this empty real estate is truly costing you.
Because it goes so much deeper than just the rent checks that aren't coming in. Every single empty space needs administrative attention, it messes with foot traffic, and it just subtly drags down the whole vibe, the value and the energy of the entire property. It's this quiet, constant drain on everything.
But what if you could systematically turn that drain around? This is where our story pivots from the problem to the actual solution. Let's take a look at the catalyst that makes it all happen.
The solution is a system called Squarefeet, and you can think of it as an engine that's been built specifically for this exact challenge. Its entire reason for being is to take these vacant, underperforming spaces and just methodically turn them into money-making assets.
And that, right there, brings us to the best part, the numbers. So let's break down exactly what this financial transformation really looks like, piece by piece.
What's really cool is how this value is actually built. The total impact isn't just one thing, it's a mix of 4 key pillars. As you can see, we've got a huge jump in revenue, some serious savings on the admin side, a real boost in team productivity, and of course, a direct lift to your net operating income. Let's dig into each one.
First up, the big one, revenue. Let's say you're starting with a baseline of just over $3.2 million a year from specialty leasing. Well, by systematically filling up those empty spots, you have the potential to jump to almost $4.9 million. That's a 50% increase. It's huge.
Just let that number sink in for a minute. An extra $1.62 million every single year. Now, this is the most direct financial hit, and it's massive. But believe it or not, the story doesn't stop there. Okay, next, let's look at operations. Beyond just making more money, we are talking about erasing over 9,000 hours of administrative work a year. That's all the time your team is spending chasing down paperwork, managing vacancies, all that inefficient stuff.
And to put that number into perspective, this really brings it home. Saving that much time is like adding almost 5 new people to your team. The difference is you don't have to hire anyone. You're just freeing up your talented people to focus on what matters. Leasing, marketing, strategy, the work that actually makes the business grow.
And what happens when you do that? You get this, a 20% jump in productivity across the board. When your team isn't drowning in paperwork, they can just get more done. It's not about saving on salaries, it's about getting way more value from the amazing team you already have.
So, we've got more revenue, we've saved a ton of time, and the team is more productive. Now let's put all of these pieces together and see what the full picture looks like on the bottom line.
Here's how the math works. First, we take that massive stream of new revenue. Then we add in the dollar value of all those administrative hours you're saving. And finally, we layer on the value you get from that boost in productivity. And that gives us the total annual impact.
And here it is, the big reveal. In the high-end scenario, the total annual impact is over $2.2 million. And look, even in the more conservative low scenario, you're still creating well over $1 million in new value every year. This is that $2 million opportunity we talked about at the beginning, all laid out.
Now, $2 million across a whole portfolio is great, but I get it. That number can feel a little abstract. To make this feel really real, we need to see how it works at just one location. So let's break it down mall by mall.
Check this out. On the before side, a typical mall in the portfolio is doing about $162,000 a year in specialty leasing. Now look at the after. By using this systematic approach, that exact same mall could be pulling in $243,000. That's an $81,000 boost at just one property.
And then, when you add in the admin and productivity savings for that one mall, you get this number, a potential impact of over $250,000 per mall, per year. All of a sudden, that huge portfolio-wide number starts to feel very, very real, doesn't it?
So, let's wrap this all up. What are the key takeaways here? We found a way to unlock somewhere between $1.18 and $2.27 million in new value every year. The engine behind it is saving up to 9,360 hours of admin work, which frees up your team to be way more productive. And the real magic is that this is scalable. You can systematically turn empty spaces into profit centers, one location at a time.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. This isn't some fantasy scenario. The data proves it. This potential, this $2 million opportunity, it exists right now, today, inside the average portfolio. So it's not a question of if it's there. The only question is, when are you going to unlock it?